Hello, Magic Masses! I am longtime independent wrestling fan Robert. My own worst enemy was a great way for Pro Wrestling Magic to kick off 2023 with a great event of action. We actually began with a pre-show match as we saw the son of a pizza man, Vinny Vici. I'll apologize if I pronounce his name wrong, as he went one-on-one with the big bro or the big boy, Chris Kaluta. Big boy or big bro Chris Kaluta ended up defeating Vinny Vici, the son of a pizza man, to win the pre-show matchup. Then, bringing out to Shane Fair, he welcomes the crowd and introduces the commentary team, including the newest member, Samira. Good-looking lady. And eventually we go on the air live as the show was streamed live on IWTV. And he was about to introduce, I think they get the match started, but out comes 100% General Manager Smiley with Trixie. And Smiley tells Shane Fair, I forgot what he tells him, but Smiley says that, the show was going to begin with Alex Ryman against Craig Steele. He said, but that's going to have to wait. But Smiley then orders Shane Fair, to introduce the main event. And the main show for the second month in a row opened up with a heavyweight title match, as we saw the returning Wrecking Ball Legursky challenge his former Meat Locker tag team partner, Kerr. Big monstrous, of course, when monsters collide, no pun intended when I say, put that one on the heavy cycle. And they had a pretty rough and rugged matchup. Kerr hit a power slam on Legursky while he was on the top rope and pinned him to retain a heavyweight championship. But out comes Hispanos Unidos member Steve Pena with his key to the kingdom. I don't know why it's called keys to the kingdom. He's got one actual key in his hand. And Kerr is like, hey, you want to do it? Let's do it now. And Pena says, oh, on my time. And then he leaves the ring. And then eventually the new broadcast team member Samira comes out, interviews Kerr, congratulating him on his win. And Kerr would say, anybody wants this, whether you work here or you're a former champion or you've never even done ring crew, that he's taking on all comers. Next up, we see the world famous Cheeseburger challenge Power Punch Vinny Pacifico for the Junior Heavyweight Championship. Second month in a row, Cheeseburger comes out to Snap's Rhythm as a Dancer. That song was out when I was in high school. Darn, I feel old. And Vinny Pacifico still comes out to Larger Than Life by the Backstreet Boys. I certainly wasn't going to sing that. Boy bands are sissies. Yeah, Bruno, that sounds like a verbal murder, huh? More on that guy in a little bit, and I'm not talking about one half of Death Row. Okay. Match was on. They did great, but then eventually, after the match was over, out comes. Well, actually, Azriel, who lost a Cheeseburger at Kingdom Come 7 last month, he attacks Cheeseburger from behind, and that was while they were distracted by the rest of Hispanos Unidos on the ramp, Sebastian Cage, Trey Felipe, and Steve Pena. And they all come in the ring, and it's 4-on-2 until John Tella and Bruno Death Row hit the ring, and Hispanos Unidos skedaddle out of there. From there, next up we have our third title match of the show, as we see the one-winged dragon Chris Ryan challenge indestructible Steve off. I forgot how it ended, but Steve got the victory rather quickly. And after the match, his son, heel son Luke, comes in the ring to celebrate the win, and Samira comes out to interview Steve and Luke. And I forgot what Steve had said. But Luke eventually gets out of the ring, and then all of a sudden, referee Nick Shin, he's checking on Chris Ryan, and Chris Ryan socked him in the jaw, knocking Nick Shin for a loop. And the fans were all over Chris Ryan for losing this matchup. Next was a women's tag team match, as we saw. I believe these ladies made their debut. Emily Jade and Emily Jaye, and Brittany Jade take on newly crowned women's champion Ruthless Lala, accompanied ring by prolific member Isaiah Wolf. I think that was, or is that someone else? I know it's not Tyree Taylor that was in her corner. It might have been Isaiah Wolf. All apologies if it wasn't. And Lala's partner was the woman she dethroned, JC Storm, accompanied the ring by Hispanos Unidos members Azrael, Trey Felipe, Sebastian Cage, and Steve Pena. Or was Pena not at ringside for that matchup? Yeah. Lala and JC Storm eventually got the victory. Samira came out to interview both Lala and Storm after the match, and I think Storm kind of was putting Samira down, and I forgot what Lala told Samira after the interview had ended, that Lala and JC Storm were victorious. And then it was time for I believe, let's see, hold that thought. The fifth annual Chad Adams Memorial Rumble match, where the winner would get a championship opportunity at any championship and wrestling match at the anniversary show in April. Participants: number 1 was Dan Moff. Number 2, the Revolver, who's now going by the name Magic Kingdom Ripper, Alex Ryman, nickname that is. Other participants included Cheeseburger, Chris Ryan, Steve Off, Azrael, Trey Felipe, Sebastian Cage, Steve Pena, I believe he was in it, I'm not sure. Both members of Death Row. Surprise, former general manager Stephen J. Higgins. Another surprise, Hot Dog Starks, who hit the ring, and let's just say he gave everybody in the ring red hot bunners instead of stone cold stunners. Another surprise, referee Nick Shin, he hit the ring. He went right after Chris Ryan and eventually eliminated him. And there were moments where I think he was like Dan Moff. He was face to face with Dan Moff, and Nick Shin, oh, apologies, man, you were screaming like a lady. Other participants I can remember we had in this one. Oh, the Dominican Destroyer Vargas, Darius Carter. All 3 members of Project Mayhem, General Manager Smiley, Osito, Elijah Eden. Hold that thought. I could see I could dig up who else was in this match. Magic himself. Yeah. Shotgun Adams. Because I guess legit Perfect Perkins didn't make this show. Oh, Barbie B, which was the huge barbell that it took 4 men to carry to the ring. Colossal Mike Law, who eliminated Barbie B right out to those 4 guys that were at ringside. Carried Barbie B into the Rumble. Jay George's production crew and Jay George's production crew take 2. I'm probably forgetting some individuals. All apologies if I have. I noticed Heartbreak Jake had his gear on ready to go, but he was never announced to enter the match. Eventually, it boiled down to the last 3 was Dan Moff, Dominican Destroyer Vargas, and Darius Carter. Moff, he had Vargas up, about to hit him with the burning hammer, but back comes Alex Ryman, who had already been eliminated. He kicked Moff in the balls, and Ryman eliminated Moff from the match. And eventually, I forgot how, Vargas eliminated Darius Carter to win the Chad Adams Memorial Rumble, and he now gets a shot any championship of his choosing. Kerr, who sat at ringside for this Rumble, he comes in a ring with the belt, and then Steve Pena comes out with his key to the kingdom, So I don't know if this tells us anything. I mean, obviously Steve Pena can exercise his title shot at any given time, and Vargas is getting his opportunity at well any championship. But it's pretty obvious how the show ended with Vargas, Pena, and Kerr in the ring. So I guess maybe either Kerr and Vargas 101 or Kerr, Vegas, and Pena three-way at the anniversary show in April. I guess Craig Steele didn't show up. He was supposed to face Alex Ryman one-on-one for this event, but I'm guessing he did not make it. All right, personal notes. Welcome back to Cuban Hype Men, Fernando and Bruno. Fernando is right next to me for this very show. Welcome back, Philip. Great seeing Pete, Sherry Ann. I may have noticed Erica Mason Kapala. I don't know if she was there or not. Might have been her. Wes and his son Kyle. Carl, Bob. Shane Fair, of course. Elliot. I forgot who took pictures of us after the show was over. Oh, and guess what? Here's a surprise. They brought back the raffles. There was a raffle, and, you know, that reminds us of our friend Gail, who doesn't live in New Jersey anymore. After the show was over, they had Shane Fair read the winning numbers. I forgot. I think the prize was like 2 GA tickets for the next show and such, or the next two shows. Damn, who else did we have? That blonde who was like sitting a few rows behind me at Kingdom Come. She was also at this event, and she was like sitting on the opposite side of the ramp from where I was. Maybe I'll get to meet her. I'd like to meet her someday, but it wouldn't surprise me if she's already got somebody she loves. Okay. I'm not sure when I will be returning to pro wrestling. Well, I'm going to be back at Pro Wrestling Magic, but I don't know if it could be made possible if we could have Cuban Hype Man, myself. Oh, by the way, great seeing Jason Bob 87, Elliot. Have most of us, you know, because that was our section up until that ramp came along. And, you know, maybe have us sit on the opposite side of the ramp for future shows. Out of all the fans, you know, there was like one particular fan missing, and I'm sure you folks may know who I'm referring to. Not sure why he didn't make this one. Well, here's one memorable quote. Size 11. Somebody in the crowd referring to Vinny Vici's boot size when he like had hit his opponent in the face during the pre-show match. After the show ended, I went to go eat at Babo's on Main Street. Got some good food, not surprisingly. My only complaint is those chairs don't have backrests on them. I mean, I'll definitely go eat there again next time I'm there for a Pro Wrestling Magic event, or any show I go to held at the Mecca of independent wrestling. Yeah, somebody needs to copyright that and fast. Okay. By the way, folks, I was telling Fernando, I think when the cheeseburger, right before the cheeseburger Vidi Pacifico match got underway. You know, that reminds me, I forgot one participant. Oh boy. In the surprise entrant, the cookie pimp, TK Luther, who brought like packages of Oreo cookies with him. And at one point there were a bunch of Oreo cookies laying on the mat after the show. I feel sorry for who had to clean that up. But by the way, I don't know if anyone is able to hear me through my megaphone. Oreo fears Chewy Chips Ahoy. Oreo's popular, but nothing beats Chewy Chips Ahoy. But as I was trying to say to Fernando, I said to Fernando while we were at the show, you know, that would after the cheeseburger at Vidi Pacifico right before the match, and people were singing the words. It was, as I said, magical karaoke. I think it's safe to say, and you guys can can screenshot or pause the video and put this and post this up and let everybody and spread the word about how I feel. Okay, can you read that? That's how I feel. Pro wrestling magic equals party atmosphere, especially with people singing these songs and stuff, and magical karaoke, karaoke magic, or as I say, magical karaoke, which we invented back in 2018. Ah, Okay, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed that part. Now, Pro Wrestling Magic returns with a double dose of wrestling action in the month of February. They have a, I guess, bonus show happening Saturday night, February 11th, as they present What is Love? Is it West or New Milford High School? And then they return home back to the Mecca of independent wrestling in Ridgefield Park on Saturday, February 25th with, as they present, I Believe in a Thing Called Love. And unfortunately, I will not be at both of those shows. It wouldn't surprise me. I mean, based on what happened in the Rumble match, I don't know if it'll happen at I Believe in a Thing Called Love. Dan Moff and Alex Ryman one-on-one. And also, I think someday it's inevitable for Dan Moff and Vargas to go one-on-one. I know at What is Love on February 11th, Death Row will make their first defense of the tag belts, and Prolific will make their first defense of the Tri-Wizards Tag Team Wizards Championship. Not sure what else will be happening. Yeah, Jason Bob 87 was there. Like I said, the one person was missing, but I know Bill Parham was not there, but that's not who I'm referring to. I think most of the fans know who I'm referring to. The one guy that was not there. All right. Let's see if I'm missing anything else. Be interesting to see where things go with Smiley as the GM. I mean, I thought maybe the show would have began with a Smiley having a State of the Company address. I think Project Mayhem, they're challenging Prolific for the Tri-Wizards title on February 11th. I could be wrong about that. But as an added bonus, folks, I was hoping this song would have played. I mean, they played this, before the show started. But, because, I was having karaoke magic or magical karaoke when the show started. But I'm going to give it to you right now in its entirety. Can we forget about the things I said when I was drunk? I didn't mean to call you that. I can't remember what was said or what you threw at me. Please tell me why. My car is in the front yard and I'm sleeping with my clothes on. And I came in through the window last night and you're gone. It's no surprise to me, I am my own worst enemy. 'Cause every now and then I kick the living shit out of me. The smoke alarm is going off and there's a cigarette still burning. Please tell me why. My car is in the front yard and I'm sleeping with my clothes on. And I came into the window last night and you're gone, gone. Please tell me why. My car is in the front yard and I'm sleeping with my clothes on. Came in through the window last night. It's no surprise to me, I am my own worst enemy. 'Cause every now and then I kick the living shit out of me. Can we forget about the things I said when I was drunk? I didn't mean to call you that. Well, I hope you all enjoyed that. As I said earlier, I'm not sure when I will be back for Pro Wrestling Magic, but I know I will be back someday. And I hope you all enjoyed this video. And wow, what a great night we all had.